So I'm starting a new regular season series called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I will be commenting on teams that have surprised me both good and bad. And we all know the internet loves negativity more than positivity, so I got one good situation to comment on while it gets progressively worse. If you do enjoy the content analysis that Paint the Black Baseball brings, maybe you can give me a like and subscribe. But let's get into what teams have impressed me both positively and negatively. For the good, I am going to go the Cleveland Guardians. The most shocking thing about the Cleveland Guardians being good is their offense. And seeing as they are a team devout of power in the past, for them to be top 10 in home runs is shocking. Steven Kwan and Josh Naylor is leading the offense. Kwan with a batting average over 350 shows how locked in he is offensively, and Josh Naylor really upped his power after only hitting 17 home runs in 121 games in 2023. He has 11 in 40 games. And with the Guardians only winning 76 games last year, starting off 27-16, many people would not think that was possible, especially given that their starting pitching hasn't been the best. You do have to factor in that Shane Bieber is injured and out for the season, but the AL Central was once one of the worst divisions in baseball, and it now has gotten competitive with the Guardians, Royals, Twins, and Tigers. It will be interesting to see if the Guardians can keep up this good play, but yes, they have been impressive so far in the 2024 season. For the bad, I'm going the San Francisco Giants. So far, one of the biggest spending teams of the offseason don't really got much to show for it with a 19-24 record. Jorge Soler, Blake Snell, Matt Chapman have been negative to no value so far. Matt Chapman's saving grace used to be defense, and even so far this year he hasn't even been great with that. And to go along with a WRC plus of 75, that's just not gonna cut it, especially at third base. With Jorge Soler's only value being his hitting, as he's a DH, he had an on-base percentage below 300 before getting hurt, and we'll see if he's able to regather himself, but he wasn't off to an impressive start. Jung Hoo Lee has not lived up to the hype so far, as he's adjusting to a new league and hasn't displayed enough power to be an everyday player. But the season's still young and his batting average and on base isn't awful, but he has to display some more power as the season goes on. With Blake Snell signing late, it has unfortunately bled into his season so far, and it's still very early, but he has an ERA over 11 currently. The saving grace of their big signings has been Jordan Hicks, who transitioned from reliever to starter and has been everything the Giants wanted, with a 2.44 ERA and advanced numbers that suggest it isn't fluky. The Giants have been average to bad at everything, and unless the additions they were counting on to be additions become that, this team will end up being on the outside looking in. Now for the ugly, I have the Houston Astros. The Astros are the most shocking team in the league, to be honest. For a team with 5 straight ALCS or World Series appearances, to be 17-25 is just shocking to be this bad. And it really all comes down to their pitching. Eventually, all of the injuries to their rotation has caught up to them, with Lance McCullers Jr. and Luis Garcia being out since the 2023 season, and Jose Urquidy and Justin Verlander injuries to begin the 2024. That's already 4 out of 5 possible rotation pieces missing extended time. Justin Verlander has returned from his injury, and we'll see if he regains his full form, but the rest of the pack hasn't really picked it up, and for things to be even worse, the bullpen that was supposed to be even better with the addition of Josh Hader has been one of the worst in baseball. It's almost looking like a lost year for the Astros at this point, unless their starting pitching and relief pitching can do a complete 180. But even so, with the right retool, they could be back. But who knows? Sometimes your season can change over the course of a few weeks of good play. Just given that none of their pitching has produced, it's getting harder and harder to believe that it'll turn around. But yeah, these were the 3 teams that stood out to me as the most surprising, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. Y'all let me know in my comment section. Do you agree with the teams that I've talked about with being the good, the bad, and ugly? Do you think I should have factored some other teams? I would love to hear that in the comment section. But as you know, with Paint the Black Baseball, I'm going to be giving you consistent analysis, and I'll see you in the next video.